Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are well, and I trust and pray that you had a fantastic Christmas with your family and your friends, wherever you're watching me from today, whether you're watching me from the Maldives, Melbourne, Australia, Cape Town, South Africa, Ghost Town, the Seychelles, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, Lake Charles, Plaquemine, Bogalusa, New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. You know what's interesting is that in England they don't say Birmingham. They say Birmingham. Birmingham. So it's Birmingham, England, but Birmingham, Alabama. Gainesville, Georgia. Ever heard of Gainesville? Atlanta. Kwakasomo Kuchinsali. Kwabulimbo. Kumansa. Northern Province, Western Province, Eastern Province, Southern Province. Ndagubona. Ndagubona. Tell me if I've said that correctly, because I could have easily botched that up. I could have easily discombobulated that. Ndagubona means I see you. Or it could mean I witness you. Tell me in the comments below, because the wonderful thing about Facebook is that no matter how wayward you think you are, there's always somebody out there that one-ups on you, meaning somebody that knows more than you. So tell me in the comments. Echoes to microphone. Echoes. Is there an echo? Oh, okay. Let me just sort that out. Audio. Hello. Can you hear me now? Is that better? I thought I checked my sound. I didn't. You sound not so clear. It's producing a lot of echo. Is it better now? Tell me now. Clear. Wonderful. What I should have done, because here's the thing, guys, because I'm a one-man show, sometimes there's a list of things I have to do to make sure that this live is successful. I got to make sure my lights are good, my camera settings are good, but sometimes I forget to tick the sound box, and to select the correct microphone, because if I don't select the correct microphone, the whole program is gone to pot. So thank you. And that's the reason it's important to do a preamble. It's important as you do your live, you do a bit of shout outs, you read the comments so that people give you feedback in real time. And so I thank you. Thank you so much for telling me that there was something wrong with the sound. I appreciate that. What I was actually doing was I was greeting you, all of you, whether you're from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Shreveport, Bogota, the Maldives, Seychelles, Western Province, Southern Province, Kwakasomo Kuchinsadi, Kwabudimbo, Ndagubona, I see you. It's perfect now, Mr. Mwera Kenny says it's perfect now. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, very quickly, I just want to get into this because I think this is a conversation we need to have, and only because the content of this conversation are already public. You must know this. Okay? And what we're discussing, first of all, is Tayali's circus marriage. Let's be clear, because I know this is something that many of you have a concern about, and you always write this. I see this in the comments below. More often than not, somebody will jump on here and say, Vamwewa, that's none of your business. Why are you poking your nose in other people's businesses? Folks, this is entirely based on his public postings. I need you to get that. Everything that I talk about is based on his or anybody else's public postings. Therefore, anything that is publicly posted can be publicly discussed. Are you getting that? Guys, it's not like Tayali sent me a private email under the pavilion of privacy and discretion and said to me, Mwewa, what I'm about to share with you, do not share with anybody. And then I turn around and then share it with you. That's not the case. And if you think that's the case, you are being disingenuous. He's posted it publicly. It's like Kanye West. Kanye West made some public statements, and there are certain people that considered his statements to be anti-Semitic. And because he made that statement or those statements publicly, it means then those statements and the reactions to those statements can also be public. I'm not sure why you're not getting that. That's not. I'm trying to understand your line of logic when you say, no, Mwewa, those are private matters, don't discuss them. They are made public. So because they are public, we must discuss them publicly. I have to teach you this stuff. Goodness. Because, if I don't teach it to you, who's going to teach it to you? You're just going to sit there in your own little world. No, those are private matters. Don't talk like that. Nonsense. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to discuss it. And furthermore, I'm going to use this as a teaching aid. That's what I'm going to do. Because here's the thing, guys. When you allow Tayali's doctrine of disrespecting the home and disrespecting your spouse, when you allow that narrative to germinate, there are young people that watch his antics and they'll think that that's normal. Here it is, Tayali's wife has left, and then he sits at home and he starts posting that, I'm accepting applicants from young women that want to work, give me some piecework. In other words, he's opening his home for one-night stands, a little sexcapades. He's saying to you that if you're a young lady and you're lonely and you need some sex, come over to my house and I'll give it to you. That's what he's saying. If you allow that narrative to germinate, what you're telling young people is that it's normal to disrespect your home. That's why you need an anti-Tayali. Do you know what an anti-Tayali is? An anti-Tayali is someone that pushes against his doctrine of disrespecting the home. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. Had Tayali been married to a Zambian woman, and he's never been married to a Zambian woman, because Zambian chicks don't tolerate that stuff. Had Tayali been married to a Zambian woman, a mother and father, or some type of father figure or guardian, brothers and sisters, you think that he would get away with half of the things he talks about and he says about Tsega? He wouldn't. Because his father-in-law or mother-in-law would say, or the older brothers of the wife, they'll just come in and burst the door down. You're embarrassing my sister, man. What's up with that? Why are you embarrassing my sister? But because he lives in a vacuum, because he's married to a woman that lives on an island, Tsega is from Ethiopia. She doesn't have any family here. And whatever little family she does, they have no voice. So Tayali can say whatever the hell he wants. He can do whatever the hell he wants to Tsega. Nobody's going to bother him. What, you think an international long-distance phone call is going to deter Tayali from disrespecting his wife? No, man. Again, I've got to say, if any of this comes across to you as being hateful, then maybe this is not your page. Maybe you don't need to be here. Maybe you just need to jump off. My mission is to teach you that that is not the norm. In our culture, intambi shesu pushes against that sort of ideology. You show me one guy that's going through our traditional pre-marriage ceremony called the revelation of fire. Ichilanga murilo. You show me one shibukombe that will sit and teach you to disrespect your wife in public. Show me one, just one. You will never find anybody like that. You won't. The sanctity of the home should be number one. Never disrespect your wife. Now, of course, here it is. Somebody's going to say, but she's not your wife. So why? Where has it touched you? That's his marriage. I'm using it as a cautionary tale. Again, because it's public, he's made it public, I'm commenting publicly. Are you getting that? You have to know that, because if you see the problem is Tayali has trained you, his audience, he's trained you to think a certain way. He's trained you into thinking, he's trained you like little orangutans, like little monkeys, like little apes. You know, many of you, there are many of you Tayali supporters that you drank the Kool-Aid. You were under his influence and spell. He does things like this, and then you will defend him and say, no, Sega's gone, but she's coming back. He's just messing around with you. He's trained you to think like that. And you justify it. You know why you justify it? Because you're just like him. Misery loves company. A man, for example, if you have a man that abuses his wife, he's going to get along with another man that abuses his wife. Misery loves company. So here it is. Let me break it down. A few years ago, I said on my platform, and guys, this was not a prophecy. You know, the problem with Zambia is that everything is over spiritualized. Some of you are so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. I mean, everything to you is spirit. Some of you have no simple, basic common sense. Just common sense. Everything to you has to be spiritual. It has to be, oh, it's a prophecy. No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's just common sense. It's the writing on the wall. For instance, if I see you driving down Great East Road at 120 kilometers per hour and it's raining, the tar is wet, and you're going to make a sharp left turn, and then I say to you, if you do that, your car is going to overturn. Is that a prophecy? Or is that common sense? Tell me in the comments below. It's common sense. It's the writing on the wall. I see where you're going. I see your trajectory. So a few years ago, I posted, I said, I give Tayali 2 years because of the way he conducts his marriage on Facebook. I give him 2 years and that thing will fall apart. Oh my goodness, some of you just lost your minds. You lost it. Well, how dare you? And then once he passed the 2-year mark, oh my goodness, my inbox was flooded with you Tayali supporters. Hey, Tapo Alan did that 2 years. You are a false prophet. You are a false prophet. And I said, guys, it wasn't a prophecy. It was my opinion. It was my outlook based upon the way he conducts himself. Of course it's going to crash land. Of course the marriage is going to crumble. Guys, let me tell you, marriage, marriage is work. Marriage is tough enough without these antics. You could have the most private marriage in the world and nobody knows who you are. It's tough enough even in privacy. What more publicly? Marriage is work. It is a relentless, nonstop, up at dawn, pride swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about. Okay? That's what marriage is. It's WORK. Work. But if you treat it like mutea bola, because some of you, that's how you treat your marriages. You're just kicking anyhow. No, my friend, marriage is not like that. It's work. Just a few days ago, I heard Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of the United States, married to the first African-American president in American history, the great Barack Obama. Michelle Obama a few days ago said, for the first 10 years of their marriage, she didn't like him very much because marriage is a concerted effort and process. You have to work at it. And if you treat it with kitty gloves, it'll slip right through your fingers. And it happens to the best of us. I've been married for 22 years, going to 23 years. And I can tell you, with the ups and downs, with the lows and highs, marriage is work. Work, my friend. I heard John Osteen once say, John Osteen is the father to Joel Osteen. I think you guys know Joel Osteen. When I was young, we used to listen to his father. His father was the one that was on television a lot. Now his son is doing that. Well, John Osteen once said, he said that marriage is the union of two people living together and doing everything within their power not to kill each other. I love that. And that's true. With the highs and lows, with the ups and downs, marriage is work. I've been single, I've been married. Married is better, but it's work. So here it is. A few weeks ago, and I took such great offense. And you should be offended too. Where is the outrage? You tell me, where is the righteous indignation? Tayali posts, he says, my wife's gone, but this maid, the maid that's in the house, ooh, boy, I tell you what, this chick can cook. I wonder if, and I'm paraphrasing, okay? I wonder if there's anything else she can do in this home aside from cooking. And this is the thing about Tayali. He speaks to you in parables so that he makes you wonder, is he saying this or is he saying that? Everybody knows exactly what he's saying. He's saying that if his wife stays away long enough, the food that his maid is cooking is so good, and I wonder if she's good at cooking, I wonder if she's any good at sex. Boom, I said it. You know why I said it? Because that's the truth. That's what he said. That's what he meant. All of that is disrespecting your wife on social media. And you think it's funny. And this is what I find wrong about many of you Tayali supporters. You find it funny. Muchen Safi, Mr. President, you're making me laugh. Mr. President, you're cracking my ribs. Cracking your ribs. At whose expense? You think it's funny for a man, a social media personality, to go on social media and disrespect his wife in that way, and you think that that's funny? How, you wretched soul, you. You wretched soul, you. So and I'm using this, and guys, you have to get this. I need this to sizzle in your spirit. I need this to settle in your heart. I need this to sort of reside in the cerebellum zone. I want to use this as a teaching tool, a teaching aid, so that young people that are watching his antics realize and understand that that is not the way to go. You cannot disrespect your wife on social media and call it joking and call it, I'm playing with your mind, I'm calling it pranking and all that nonsense. Against the backdrop of our culture and our customs, it is simply not right. And this is the reason I said today, and some of you got so upset with me. Of course, there are many of you that do agree with me because I've read your comments. But some of you said, I posted today and I said, Tayali's marriage is falling apart, and the only person that Tayali can marry now is some uneducated village girl from his mother's hometown that can tolerate that nonsense. Because if Tayali gets a village girl, he can keep her in the home. Even the maid that he's got now, the maid that he has now, he can marry her and keep her in the home, locked her up. She wouldn't be exposed to anybody else. Do you know why Tayali kept his wife in his home under lock and key? It's because he knew that type of girl should not be let loose, because he would lose her to some other guy. You think all these rich Ethiopians, if you compare Tayali and with a lot of decent young Ethiopian guys out there, do you honestly think that's the reason he keeps her locked up? He keeps her locked up. The only person that can sustain Tayali's home is a Dwanzi, uneducated girl from the village somewhere, from his mother's village, who knows nothing about social media. She doesn't know anything about smartphones. All she knows how to do is cook great food and make great sex in bed. That's it. Tayali's fine. That's what he needs. He doesn't need an educated black Zambian woman, because she wouldn't tolerate that. She wouldn't. Boom. I had it on my heart to share that with you. I did. And I can say this, even if he gets upset, so what? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. I don't. But I have to use him as a cautionary tale. I do. Okay? So there it is. All right, next. Before I get to this, let me just read a couple of your comments. This is true. Bamuewa. I click on Tayali's supporters' profile pictures. They all look a certain caliber. I think I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, they all. Tayali has a clique. He's got a core group of supporters, and he's trained you to think that way. He's trained you. He has like little monkeys. He's trained you to think a certain way, and you are exactly like him. When you say, no, he's just joking, she'll come back. Really? I doubt that very seriously. All right, second topic, brand new cars. Here's what I think about it. Everybody knows that a gentleman a few days ago bought his, I think that's his significant other. I don't want to be misquoted. A lady that he loves bought her a brand new car and posted it on social media. Here's what I feel. Anyone that's closely associated with the government, anybody that's quasi civil servant, you know the word quasi, should not do things like that. You shouldn't go on social media and show that you've purchased your significant other a brand new car. Why? Because it attracts unnecessary attention. It raises questions. It smacks of the previous regime that would flaunt and flash money on social media. Goodness. Oh, what is the deal? Why does my camera do that? Guys, can you hear me? Tell me if you can hear me. Can you see? Can you hear me? I think my battery's flat, you know. My camera battery's flat. Jackie Brown says you can hear me. Okay. All righty. Okay, Christopher says loud and clear. Okay, so let me just make my point. People that are closely associated with the government should not flash brand new cars on social media because it just attracts negative attention and it's not right. It deflects from the real issue. If you're talking about developing the country, talking about making the country better, and then you've got quasi-government officials that are posting brand new cars and brand new gifts to their significant others, it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, especially in this environment when the economy is tough. Right now, the economy is rough for everybody. So you need to be mindful that you shouldn't do things like that. You really shouldn't. Okay. You know what? I'm going to use my my camera, my inbuilt camera. Just give me a second. All right, here it is. Goodness gracious. Tell you what. I hope it works. Here it is. I'm going to use my inbuilt camera. There we are. How's that? Can you see me? Uh-oh. Oh, chapona, muevan to chapona. Goodness gracious. All right, here it is. I'm just going to keep it this way. You one man show, yes, we all right. I don't like this camera, though. I don't. I'm going to edit all this. Yeah, so that's what I believe. I think that as a government official, you shouldn't do that. What do you think? Lastly, here it is, Ben's Dash. Many of you watched the video where Ben Lombe ran away from the police. Don't do that. Don't do that. When the police are questioning you, because what happened that day was that Ben was giving his statement to the police. And at some point during the interrogation, Ben decided to answer a phone call. And then he said, you know, if I could just take this phone call outside. and then as he goes outside, he steps out of the police station. The next minute, boom, he bolts and they run after him. When they catch him, Ben said, look, you know, I wasn't running away. Why are you chasing me? I was just answering the phone. Don't do that. Don't run when the police apprehend you. Ben is lucky. In other countries, oh my goodness, even in Zambia, that's a serious offense. Never bolt from the police. Never. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. Okay. Well, hey guys, thank you for watching. God bless. Bye.